So like I'd like to try to express how meaningful and moving the launch of Audible Suno is to me as the founder. And how humbled I am to be in this company of so much profound talent, drawn from so many realms of this famously vibrant and deeply creative Indian artistic community. I was a professional writer for 20 years before Audible was created, writing long books and long articles, long narrative articles, and I tried to convey stories that are about people willing to die for a cause in global conflicts. I did that for years. And I tried to humanize the dramas of organizational and economic life in books I wrote. And before that, I was lucky enough to have the great American novelist Ralph Ellison as my teacher and mentor. And from Ralph, I really learned what it meant to read, and I learned to hear the music in well-composed words. And so from Ralph, I learned that the sounds of an oral storytelling culture, the democracy of early American voices, really created the voice of American written literature. American writers like Stephen Crane and Mark Twain, they wrote like Americans when other American writers were still writing like Brits. Because these writers listened to the stories of the street, they listened to the stories of the campfires and the boasting of salesmen and the lamenting of the slaves in the fields. So when I left the writing life to start a company, the New York gossip columnist said I had abandoned a perfectly good writing career and left text itself to make a company based on the power of the spoken word, something that wasn't really even a media mainstream phenomenon. So I used to give speeches defending my idea for Audible. I said that books and magazines were enabled by technological innovation, as was the world of film and TV. But that oral storytelling was the preferred mode of artistic expression for centuries, going back to the Greeks. India's own special oral tradition, from the Vedas to the Upanishads to the Kathas, the recitations of the Brahmin priests, were in our minds when we imagined Audible Suno. So it was 1994 that my writer's curiosity caused me to become obsessed by the idea that the future held everybody walking around these little digital devices packed with the civilization's most important words and ideas, which incidentally everybody thought I was crazy because it was way back when. But Audible was created in 1995. I was in my 40s. My wife still calls it a non-toxic midlife crisis. And I set out to build the first commercial digital audio player with a team of amazing people. This was 5 years before the iPod. And from there went on to become part of the lifestyle of tens of millions of people around the world who pay us to listen to Audible audio. So we've actually earned the loyalty of millions of listeners who right now spend 2 hours a day listening to Audible when they listen. We delivered 3.5 billion hours of paid listening to customers around the world in the past 12 months, and I'm proud to say that Audible's directly employed 20,000 different working actors around the world over the past 5 years. I didn't know there were 20,000 working actors, but there are, and I'm happy that we've been part of their lives. So we have these people principles that you have to understand to come to work with us, which I encourage you to check out. It includes statements of purpose that we try to really be different from other companies I know of. It says that we exist to pursue what a company can mean in ways that transcend what it does. This includes us working to address urban inequality in America by moving our company to one of the most economically disadvantaged cities, Newark, New Jersey, and doing many things to create change beyond sending checks to charity. The people principles for Audible players also read, we serve the writers, actors, and other creative professionals who craft the words we deliver. At its best, Audible is an inspiration platform, a movement, a cause, and leaders who stand out operate at the cutting edge of the arts and sciences. We draw inspiration from artistic creativity, from the truths and wisdoms conveyed through the ages, from the most advanced of emergent technologies, and from the sciences focused on the study and calibration of the human condition. We hear the culture's drumbeat. I often talk about the seductive intimacy of an Audible listening aesthetic. It's usually a private performance. And a University College of London study found that listening to Audible is actually more emotionally engaging than watching TV or film, generating a more intense physiological, psychological, and emotional reaction. The images of the brain from these studies show up like that. It's all lit up, the globes of the brain that are part of emotion. listeners away. So I've been thrilled to just meet so many of the amazing actors, writers, directors, producers, soundscape designers who've come to work with us in our amazing Audible India team. And from the start, I'm just amazed. But Audible soon will start with Indian listeners. Just look at this. They will allow people to escape to other worlds, to cry, to be terrified, to laugh hard, to think about the realities of modern life because of Suna's fearless address of the modern realities of Indian life in so many levels. You can listen for keys to living a deeper and more spiritually informed life, or how to be inspired to achieve success in more material ways, or in whatever ways success is for you. I was proud to be here in Mumbai. It's only 13 months ago to launch our first Indian service, featuring 200,000 audiobooks and Audible originals for download, our 9th language outlet, and a service that is more popular than even our Audible dreamers ever imagined it would be. And today, we are all so proud of the powerfully performed words that are inside Audible Suno, and the many more original programs to come, the sound of the future. And we've decided to make this, as you probably know, the first all-free service that is launched completely free and completely without advertising. And we'll also include our best in the world, you can look this up, personalized customer service support for every listener, even though it's free. This is how proud we are to be part of India's profound and impassioned storytelling. I love being a writer because I could get an idea about a story, and I'd work hard, and I'd make it real. And I'm proud that an idea that most people thought was crazy back in 1994 has become audible. And I'm thrilled and grateful to witness the idea for Audible Suno becoming real tonight, and so quickly, and to be here to celebrate with so many of the world's, not just India's, most talented individuals. So thank you all for being here.
Dawn, you had to invite Shailesh, but I'll invite him on stage.
I want to start by saying that, it's so humbling to just be in front of this accomplished and celebrated audience, and to be able to represent a team, and to the amazing team that made it happen. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy your evening.
Thank you so much, right here in this audience. So let's give them a huge round of applause. Thank you so much for believing in the audio space and creating the best. Ladies and gentlemen.
नया एक्सपीरियंस होगा। इसमें हम आपको 10 कहानियां सुनाएंगे, अपराध, रहस्य और रोमांच से भरपूर। इस अनुभव को और भी एजी बनाने के लिए हम नरेशन के साथ साथ म्यूजिक और साउंड इफेक्ट्स का इस्तेमाल भी करेंगे। जी हाँ, जैसे हम लोग फिल्मों में करते आए हैं। ये ऑडियो शो एक नए किस्म का सिनेमा है जिसमें इमेजेस हम नहीं शूट करेंगे, बल्कि आप खुद इमेजिन करेंगे। मुझे तो सब पूरी फिल्म का मजा मिल रहा था, कान से देखने वाली फिल्म। बिना फ्रांस गए आपको मिल गया ना कान वाली फिल्म का मजा।
दुश्मन 3 किस्म के होते हैं। पहले वो जब तुम्हारा बुरा चाहते हैं, सामने आ जाए तो मन करता 2 जड़ दो सालों को। जड़ ना पाओ तो भी सोच का अच्छा लगता है। दूसरे होते हैं जानी दुश्मन, जिनको मार के ही चैन मिल सकता है, मगर मार सकते ना, क्योंकि वो भी कोई चूते होते नहीं, वो भी तो मार सकते हैं। इसलिए मन ही मन गाली देके काम चलाना पड़ता है, और हमेशा बच के निकलना पड़ता है इनसे कि कब क्या करते। और सबसे खतरनाक दुश्मन होते हैं तीसरे किस्म वाले, एकदम मादरचोद। ये होते हैं रिश्तेदार। इनको तो साला गाली भी नहीं दे सकते, पता नहीं उनकी माँ चोदने जाओ तो अपना क्या चुप जाए।
बेटर के जाते ही दिव्या की ओर कितनी 20 चिड़ी तो दिव्या पहले से बैठी थी, अब उसे गुस्सा भी आने लगा था। उसने अपना पर्स उठाया और देखने लगी। अभी 8-9 है मेरे पास, बाकी एटीएम से निकाल के देती हूँ। अक्षत उसे ऐसे देख रहा था जैसे दिव्या जू में आया कोई नया जानवर हो। भिखारी समझा है क्या? 1000 नहीं लाख। हाँ, दिव्या को भरोसा नहीं हुआ। मुझे कल तक चाहिए, नहीं तो मैं इसका बॉस हो जाऊंगा। मैं कहां से लाऊं इतने पैसे? तू सोच। क्यों क्यों लाऊंगी मैं? और 20 लाख? तू पैसे की कीमत समझता है? दिव्या अब तक भड़क चुकी थी, पर अक्षत भी वहां प्रवचन सुनने नहीं आया था, क्योंकि चॉइस नहीं है तेरे पास। ये कहकर अपनी सबसे हरामी मुस्कान बिखेरते हुए उसने अपने मोबाइल पे दिव्या को एक फोटो दिखाया। दिव्या के पैरों तले जमीन खिसक गई। उसका टॉपलेस फोटो। एकदम हार्ट अटैक सा हो गया दिव्या को। इतने लोग आसपास बैठे हैं, जाने किसे क्या दिखा होगा। मम्मी सच कहती थी, ऐसे हरामी से बच के ही रहना चाहिए।
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Well, to begin with, to the far left, or my left, the director of Thriller Factory, Anurag Kashyap. Tabbu. And wait for it, the very sexy Nawazuddin Siddiqui. Alright, so I'm going to walk up to you guys, give you this mic. So here's the little dope, right? The thing is that when I met Mr. Kashyap for the very first time, I was only an anchor. So I only did what you see me doing here this evening. And that man made me an actor, so ladies and gentlemen. And as an ode to him, we're twinning tonight. And he's also dressed in the logo colors, just for effect. All right, I don't know, Anurag, yeah, that's easier. Anurag, yeah, I can't call him sir. So Anurag, please tell us, after, holding the mantle of creating such incredible audio-visual stories, what was it like to create something that engages the audience and holds their imagination and makes their imagination run wild purely through audio? What was that journey like for you?
For me, this was the opportunity that came my way to actually feed my most baser of instincts. Like, something you grow up with, the gleeful Hindi pulp, and then Manohar Khania, that Satya Katha, to bring that to life and do it in the way only Hindi-speaking North Indian can do. And I couldn't have done it without Pravesh Bhardwaj, who was actually the one who went through the effort of adapting all those Ved Prakash Sharma books. One of them actually inspired him to write his own.
Wow.
And to put it together with all that jazz music,
Yeah.
set to the dialogues that you heard Nawaz speaking.
Yeah.
It was just such an incredible experience,
Yeah, like, I don't have this in my list, but what was it like to, play with absolute no censorship for you?
It is very liberating in the sense, because this is what it is. This is what I grew up with. And I like the idea of having no censorship. Because, then you can put yourself totally out there, unashamed.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. May I request you to please pass the mic on to Tabbu. Hi.
हेलो।
How are you? Good to see you again. All right, please share with
गालियों वाला मुझे क्यों नहीं दी कहानी?
आपको टॉपलेस वाला दिया ना मैम? क्या मैम?
खाली बोला है ऐसे।
मैम, तो प्लीज
अभी सेंसर हो जाएगा।
मैम, अभी प्लीज हमें बताइए आपका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा?
बोलने का
हाँ।
बहुत अच्छा था, क्योंकि हेयर एंड मेकअप का टेंशन नहीं था मुझे। ना मिरर देखने की जरूरत पड़ी ना कुछ, फिर भी एक्टिंग तो करनी पड़ी, लेकिन सिर्फ आवाज से।
मजा आता है। आपको तो बहुत मजा आता है।
मुझे बहुत मजा आया। एक्चुअली कन्फेशन कि आई लव डूइंग वॉइस ओवर्स। मैं अपने सारे डायरेक्टर दोस्तों को फोन करके बोलती रहती हूँ हर 6 महीने में कि कोई वॉइस ओवर करवाना है तो प्लीज मुझसे करवा लो। मैं स्ट्रगलिंग वॉइस ओवर आर्टिस्ट हूँ।
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And yes, finally, a man so sexy. I mean, what a face, what a personality. He seemed, but I thought Anurag और आपका divorce हो गया था ना, आप वापस आ गए, audio में भी. All right, so please tell us, what it feels to you. I mean, what really goes through your heart and mind when you have to reveal each character, but just through your voice. And what does that feel like?
क्या
नहीं कुछ नहीं समझ रहा जब
हिंदी में
मैं तो नहीं राइटर हूँ सर हिंदी की
नहीं मैं समझ गया थोड़ा एक्सेंट
नहीं तो मैं
एक्सेंट जो है ना तुम्हारा
नहीं वो एक्सेंट मेरा सिर्फ स्टेज पे आता है
थोड़ा सिंपल
नहीं वो एक्सेंट सिर्फ स्टेज पे आता है आप टेंशन मत लीजिए नहीं मतलब जब आप पर्दे पे आते हैं तो आपकी जो पर्सनैलिटी है वो आपके लफ्जों में आपके चेहरे पे नजर आती है मगर उसी पर्सनैलिटी को सिर्फ आवाज से दर्शकों तक पहुंचाने के लिए आपने क्या किया मुझे हिंदी आती है
एक्चुअली जब हम लोग अपने उसमें रहते थे ना गांव में
जी
तो हमारे घर की खिड़की पे शीशा था मतलब लकड़ी के दरवाजे थे
जी
ठीक है और वो दूसरे मोहल्ले में खुलता था हमारा जो घर था नहीं मैं आपको सुन तो लो पहले
आप मुंबई की बात कर रहे हैं ना
मैं दूसरे
मुंबई में यही होता है आप अपना विंडो खोलो किसी और के कमरे में
नहीं क्या होता था जैसे हमारा ये विंडो है हमारा घर इस तरफ है
जी
और यहाँ पे एक कोना था
जी
तो यहाँ पे लोग अजीब से लोग आते थे और बातें करते थे तो मैं खोल तो सकता नहीं था वो
मगर सुन सकता था
तो बहुत ही अजीब से वाक्य होते थे वहाँ पे जो सुनता था मैं और सुबह के मतलब कोई जो सुबह की अजान होती थी ना तब से शुरू होता था तो एक बार क्या हुआ कि एक लड़का और लड़की आपस में बात कर रहे थे अब मैं दरवाज़ा वो लकड़ी का दरवाज़ा खोलूँ तो चर चर मर की आवाज़ आई तो मैं सुनता था और कम से कम मैंने 1 महीने तक सुना उन लोगों की बातें
1 महीने तक चलते रहे
चलता रहा बातें चलती थी
अच्छा ओके हाँ
क्या होता था बात आगे या पीछे मुझे नहीं मालूम बट वहां आके बातें करते थे वो तो मैं सुनता था मतलब उनकी शुरुआत हुई रोमांस से शुरुआत हुई होगी मुझे पता चला कि जब वो पहले दिन मैंने सुना तो आई थिंक उनका वो पहला ही दिन होगा उनकी बात करने का और उनका ब्रेकअप हुआ 1 महीने के बाद तो सारी चीजें सारा पूरा कन्वर्सेशन मैंने सुना
तो मतलब आप सिर्फ सुन के आपने अंदाजा लगा लिया कि ये लड़का ऐसा दिखता होगा
मैंने सुन के अंदाजा ही लगाया वो लड़का बहुत बुरा था
he's already
आज मेरा
experienced it.
एक्सपीरियंस हो रहा है सुनने का मैं वो
See,
बताना
Don, he's the real player, dude. He's been around. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing these stories. Could we have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Thriller Factory, Anurag Kashyap, Tabbu, and Nawazuddin Siddiqui. और अगले जो हमारे गेस्ट हैं, प्लीज इतना दूर ना खड़े मुझसे। नहीं वो अनुराग कश्यप है ना इसलिए दूरी ठीक है। All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, after this incredible rendezvous, it's time for us to introduce our next celebrity.